And what's up, everybody? We're back with another stadium review, and we got Pomeroy on for the stadium review because we've both been to the stadium at different times, though. Different times. We were not
For
there
different
together.
reasons. We could have gotten LikunMiffery on because he went there for a third different reason, but he was unavailable because we're recording this at 9 in the morning and he's still sleeping.
True.
So
Yeah, because he doesn't wake up till 2 p.m.
that's not
So,
true. Well, it's 1 p.m. because this is Central Time because we're recording at a stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Why don't you tell the viewers?
yeah, it's U.S. Bank Stadium, home of the Minnesota Vikings. But Ann went there for the Final Four a few years
I
ago.
did. They hold other stuff there too. Like the University of Minnesota plays baseball games there too, which is really strange.
That's
Um,
fucking insane. What the fuck?
yeah. I don't know if it's like their permanent home or they just do
That
it
can't be their
sometimes.
permanent home. That is fucking
Um,
crazy.
they were going to host the NCAA wrestling championships too. They've hosted. They're actually there's been a debate about who's their primary tenant because they have a bunch of concerts there too. But yeah, their
I
most
It was built for the
prominent.
Vikings, so I would say
Yeah,
it's the Vikings. However,
yeah, but it's not used the vote less than the concerts. I don't know, man. It's a philosophical debate of that. But yes, I was there for the 2019 Final Four, and so I can tell you all about the stadium in a basketball configuration. But football is its main thing.
yeah,
So
yeah, it
I'll let
hosts the
Pringleton go
Vikings. It
first.
also hosted Super Bowl 52. Thought we'd just talk about that with the Eagles beating the Patriots. That was a pretty good game. So it's seen a lot of action, and it's just a few years of operation. It opened in 2016, so it's pretty fairly new still. Um, Replaced the Metrodome. It's literally on the same plot of land as the Metrodome is. In fact, at our hotel, which was just like a couple blocks away from the stadium, we saw like a map of like the region of the city that we're in, and they still have that area labeled as the Metrodome, which is I think is really funny.
I mean, people in Chicago are gonna call it the Sears Tower for the rest of their life. So
True,
I
and I'm
understand.
gonna call it the Sears Tower too because Willie the Pooh is not my friend.
Willie, Willie the Pooh is not my friend. I'm gonna call Jackson Field Cooley Law School Stadium until the end of my life, personally. But
True. I'm just gonna call it
like that.
Lugnuts. Lugnuts. All right. Anyway, I have a lot of thoughts. Got to take in a good amount of the experience. We got there right when the gates opened. Walked around a lot. Um, so pretty cool, different perspectives. So let's just jump right into it, shall we? I think we can both attest to this. The stadium is a very nice outer design, in my
Oh
opinion.
yeah,
Has a very sleek
very
design.
yeah.
It's fucking massive. I did not know how because like Ford Field, right, which is I guess Soldier Field's kind of big, but it's hidden because it's kind of like its own district. You can't see it. You can't see Soldier Field until you walk underneath a bridge, and then boom, it's like right there. But you can't really see it from any other places. Ford Field's kind of very integrated into the downtown area. It's big, but it's not like a dominating skyline structure. And I guess this stadium really isn't either. But it's very, very noticeable, and goddamn is it massive. But it has a very nice, sleek design. Um, just very modern looking, which is really, really nice. And it looks good at night too. So it's really, really good.
No, it is huge, especially like that little tower that comes into a point at the end. There's a lot of I don't want to say it's wasted space, but it's space that's there just for like architecture, you know. Like they definitely could have made it like a cylinder or a cube or whatever, and they chose to make this design. It's very interesting how they have it, but it's like
Well,
um
I think that's because they wanted to imitate a Viking ship for
yeah,
Vikings.
that was the point. It looks that little part of there looks like the bow of the ship and
Right.
everything, and it's cute. It's cute. Um, it is nice in downtown. There is the light rail service, which of course Tyler wants to ignore. Uh,
Well, I didn't
that's how
take
that's
it. I
part of
didn't
that's
take
part of
it.
what I consider is location and public transportation access, and it's for an NFL stadium, it's very good. Um, it's in a great spot in Minneapolis. It's in a great um, accessibility. You don't want to drive. Um, and I don't know if we're just talking about that part. I'd say yeah. We walked around a lot as well. There's so much. There's so much to explore inside of it too. It's just big. Um,
It
big
is huge.
stadium, and I liked it better than Ford Field for sure. Just like, yeah, Ford Field's not as imposing. There's not that much outside of the concourse areas that's like crazy.
I thought that Ford Field had a little more character because I do think US Bank Stadium, while it is a very sleek design, definitely does feel a little gray and corporate in some ways. This is mostly kind of on the inside of the stadium. The outside I thought had a good amount of character, only because there was a lot of stuff going on. Outside there's like a cool tailgate environment, which also you don't get at Ford Field.
You get that at Soldier Field.
You do get that at Soldier Field. But with in this one, definitely true. They had like a small actual Viking ship that people could walk on outside the stadium. Was decorated in Viking stuff, and they had a team shop outside. They had a bunch of like beer stands up. They had this like cool little tent where you can like people can just like walk in and like talk to each other and whatnot. We didn't go in there. We didn't need to go in there. But I thought overall like there was a good amount of like stuff to do outside, which I really wasn't expecting. And that was good. The inside though, I mean, there's some cool stuff inside too. I don't know what was like open for you to see while you're in there, but they had the drum. We could take pictures of the drum that they bang and the horn. I'll talk about all that in a minute because that's a whole thing in its own. Otherwise, I mean, you just walk around. There wasn't really like any like promotions going on or any like marketing things that they do. I guess I'm kind of going off of what I see at like MSU events, which is not really the same. But and there's like the team store and there's a bunch of places to buy food, but it just wasn't a whole lot. I mean, it's cool to look around.
Well, and like I wasn't obviously when I went there was no like there wasn't that much evidence that the Vikings existed when I went for the Final Four, you know. Besides the fact that the seats were purple, like, you know, that was about it. There were probably a couple of Vikings logos in certain places, but, you know, pretty much everything was taken over for the Final Four, and they didn't have, like, your drums and your whatever else you're talking, your horns and stuff. That wasn't really present, I guess. It was just a really weird setup for the Final Four, as it always is, because they put like temporary bleachers on top of the lower bowl bleachers, and so it was definitely very, very crowded on the lower concourse. I'd say was my big like complaint. And then, you know, I think my event had more people than you. We had like 72,000 in attendance for the Final Four. And I think
it was pretty packed for the Vikings game. I'd say it's about
but you can put more in for the Final Four because of the slanted seats and the student sections and the bands and the, you know, courtside seats on the thing. So I don't know. It's probably pretty similar, but like Final Four was definitely full on the night of the semifinals, and it was very hard to get anywhere in the lower concourse.
It was very hard to walk around the lower concourse when we were there too. Even though the concourses I think are pretty good wide open. I mean, there's just a lot of lines and congestion because of the beer stands and whatnot that they just throw anywhere and whatnot. So it wasn't terrible by any means, but it's something a little bit noticeable. I also want to touch on their very confusing layouts when it comes to sections and like levels in the stadium. So when we walked in and we saw we were at section 140. And so we're like, okay, we're going to do a lap around the concourse. And we got to the other side of the stadium when we were in section 230. It was like, what the fuck? Did we go up a level? Did we climb stairs? Is there a ramp or something? No, we were on the same level. Why the fuck is one end 140 and the other section's 230? That is so confusing. And then that continues like up to the other decks of the stadium. We get to the top deck where we were. And we're in like 300, but then there's like a 200 some section right directly next to us. That didn't make any sense. As far as I know, labeling like the sections, like the first number is usually the level you're on. Level 1 for 100, level 2 for 200, 3 for 300, so on, so forth. But I guess at this stadium that just doesn't matter at all. And that was really confusing.
I think I see why. Is when you go in section 140, like you can go down to section 140, but because that's like the big like open area, you can't go up. Then when you go around, it's like it's still weird. It's still weird as hell, but like you're kind of like being separated, and then you go up and above. Like you know how Comerica Park has like that in the lower bowl there's like that split, and there's like that secondary concourse, and then there's like a few more rows, and then there's like the big concourse. It's kind of like that. If they marked that section as like 200, that's kind of what's going on there, I think.
Hmm.
And it's still a weird setup, but like I pulled up the like seating chart to sort of show, and I can throw it in the creator events. If Tyler edits this video, he'll throw it up on the screen right now. But um, that's a big ask. So I'm just teasing. You don't have to do any editing work. I just wanted you to see like what it looks like, and if you're desperate, you can look it up, viewers.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously my little seating jamboree was quite different. I sat in like I think section 343 when I went. So facing the logo on that like long stretch. I mean, it was pretty high up, but like um nothing to where it was too bad for football, I imagine. But
No.
basketball is obviously terrible in there.
Yeah, we were in 301, and we had a view of the entire field. It was a really good view. So, viewing wise, it wasn't that terrible. I will say that the seats are very, very like stacked on top of each other. We got up to our seats, and you can like pretty much see straight down to the field. It is very steep, very disorienting. And we also like every other row had like twice the amount of leg room, which was really weird because it wasn't like a common walkway area. It was just like another row. But for some reason, they decided to stack it weird. I don't know why they did that, but that's okay. Cool. I guess. I don't know. It really didn't affect us too much. I will say also, just one more thing about the seats. Whenever if you stood up, like just like regularly stood up, like this, right? Your seat would like fly up, right? It would just like zoom, just fly up, and it would slam against the back, and it would literally shake the whole row. So I like the cup holders are are like on top of the seats in front of you. So like if you have a drink in there, like I had a drink in there, and a kid in front of me just stood up to go to the bathroom. Like he wasn't trying to make it fly up. He just stood up normally. The whole row shakes and half my drink bucket spills. So it's just like, what the fuck? I'm like, why would you make them that aggressive when they're holding cup holders? Doesn't make any sense.
He was so aggressively about
True. True.
why that is so strange. Why they would like. I don't remember that being a problem. I don't think I got a drink, but that is tragic. I'm sorry, Pringleson. What drink
Yeah.
did you get? We need to know the concession situation.
I'm getting to the concession situation. Food's very expensive at the stadium. I think pizza was
no.
Yeah, I mean it's not too surprising. We didn't get a whole lot of food as a result. I think I had a pop, my mom had a water, my dad had a beer, and we got popcorn. That was it.
What is your cat doing?
I don't know. Okay. It happens all the time. Anyway, we checked out a lot of the other food prices. I will give them credit, though, for having a lot of different food variety options. Like, they had lobster burgers, which I thought was interesting. And they had mac and cheese burgers, which I thought was interesting. And also they had cheese curd buckets. And we saw some people with the cheese curd buckets, and they looked really, really good. Problem is they were tiny. Like, the buckets themselves were tiny. It was like $10. Was not worth the price at all.
Do you get to keep the bucket?
I think you can keep the bucket. It's not like a special
Then, yeah.
like Vikings themed souvenir bucket. It's just like the company
Exactly.
that makes them. But
Yeah. That's lame. It's not even like a Minnesota Vikings bucket. That would be cool.
no, you
And
can
then
get
it would justify the price.
you
know?
could get souvenir food stuff, but it was at least twice the price. Like chicken tenders, for example. Regular chicken tenders basket, $10. You know, that's pretty reasonable stadium food price. Souvenir chicken tenders basket, $20. What the fuck? Drinks were $8 more. Beer was over double the price. Pizza was $50.
For one, what? Like one, it's all like a whole pizza, right?
Yes, a whole pizza is $50. Like, what the fuck? Who's paying $50 for a whole ass pizza at a football game?
Clearly, some people are. Clearly, I mean, people pay $10 for a super slice of pizza at places.
Yeah, but that's Little Caesars, and Little Caesars is at least good.
Yeah, but what pizza place was this? Was it like their home cooking, or was it like a brand?
I think it was home cooking. There was no, like, I didn't really check it out. I don't know. But anyways, I mean, the food we got, I mean, the drinks were drinks, whatever, they're fine. The popcorn was fine, too. And they had some cool, like, they had Cheetos-flavored popcorn, too, and a couple other, they had walking tacos. You can get a walking taco at MSU events for $6. These were $14. So, and they were the exact same size, exact same everything. So,
how much was the pretzel with cheese?
I didn't see how much the pretzel with cheese was.
You also didn't get a cheese review?
No cheese review. Popcorn was good. I mean, that's all I really had to eat, but it was okay. But anyways, that's the food. And there's also, I mean, a fuck ton of beer options and whatnot, and there was a lot of people drinking beer, and it's Minnesota. You have to expect it. But otherwise, I mean, the concessions were fine. So
there you go. Sorry about the freight train that's coming by my place. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really have food when I went. So, like, I might have had a pop. I didn't even have a pop. Like, my dad, I think, got a beer, and that was the extent of it. What did you go and look at, like, the team store at all, like the big pro shop? Because obviously that wasn't open for me. I got like a shirt from the like 300 level section. Like the team store up there was converted to Final Four stuff. So what did the team store look like for you?
I didn't actually go in. We were.
Oh, because you already got your pin.
I was going to go in, but yeah, we went to the Mall of America the day prior. There'll be some content coming from that. Don't worry. And there was a Vikings team store in there, and my dad's just like, you know, why don't you just get the pin now? So I did. I just went and got the pin, and I was glad I did, because the Vikings team store had a huge line. So I didn't actually get to go in there, but I assume the prices were pretty similar.
I mean, I imagine it's probably the same as you can get it for online, you know?
Probably.
But yeah. I was just curious if there was anything crazy that I should know about.
No. I mean, they also had a commemorative game pin, which I also got at the Mall of America. And that shit was expensive. It was like $15 for that pin. I didn't know it until after you rang it up. I was like, yeah, I'll get it anyways, whatever.
But it's also cool to have, I mean, I buy game pucks, you know? Like, it's still cool to have.
Yeah. Oh, we also got, here's the cool thing, actually, good thing about the stadium. Everybody got a free program with their seat.
I mean, you're paying like $100 there. You might as well get a free program.
They had them all on the seats. We brought them home.
Do you have it? Can you show it off?
We brought them home. I don't know where the fuck it is, but we brought them home. But it's cool.
Cool.
I don't know.
That's like get a physical pro. I mean, I didn't get a program at the Final Four, and we paid almost $400. So, yeah, that's how much it was to sit in the nosebleeds on some final day. It was like almost $400. But it's still way cheaper than going to like the Super Bowl or the World Series or the NBA Finals.
True. Yeah. But yeah, we got game programs. I mean, they're cool. I mean, there's a cool bunch of shit in there. I mean, there's a whole section about Jalen Naylor. I liked reading that. And the rest of it's fine. But it's cool that they include them, at least, though.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
So that's pretty much everything about the pregame experience that I had to talk about. I do have some things with the in-game experience, though, that I wanted to touch on, because I think the Minnesota Vikings have one of the most themed experiences as far as an NFL game goes, because the NFL is very corporate, right? Not really a whole lot going on. There might be a couple like team chants or whatever, maybe some fireworks on the outdoor venues or whatnot. This stadium said, fuck it, we're going to look like a college venue. They had this, okay, let's just talk about the skull chant real quick. What the fuck is this? That's the skull chant, right? People they literally just stand up and do this.
They do that at Michigan State events too. You know what I'm talking about? Like the song that you keep track of.
Oh, true.
They do it.
That's at least to a beat, not just fucking the guy's banging the drum. He's like, dun dun skull, dun dun skull, dun dun skull. That's literally what the fuck it is, and it's so annoying.
Yeah, but the point is that it's supposed to be annoying, you know? Like, Chelsea Dagger is annoying for people who are fans of the Blackhawks.
True.
Yeah. And the point of those chants is to annoy the visiting players and fans. And that's amazing. There's beauty in that.
And then every time they blow the horn, there's like this giant Viking horn thing that somebody gets to blow into when there's like a big play or something like that. And, you know, that sounded fine. And then they also had fake snow that they, like, brought down from the rafters. I don't know what the fuck was in that, but it smelt really weird. Thank God I didn't get any of it on me, because it wasn't going in our section.
You should have kept that with your program.
Drew? Yeah, I should have gone and get some fake snow. But that was a really weird thing, because, like, it was, like, 82 degrees, sunny, and just like scorching hot in the stadium because the sun was beaming right through the non-covered portion of the roof and was right at us. We are drenched in sweat, and all of a sudden here comes this fucking snow out of nowhere. That was bizarre. And then also they have their own drum line, the Skull drum line, and it just literally felt like I was at an MSU football game because it's literally the same thing. They do it twice. They go to one end zone and then they do the other end zone. They just do a drum session, and it's literally the same thing.
Why do you care? I mean, drum sessions are cool.
And they were fine, but it's just like, am I at an MSU game or a Minnesota Vikings game? What the fuck?
That's good. The NFL being more like college is a good thing.
And then the other thing I will talk about as far as like their own special thing. How about fucking the fireworks? Like, I knew they shot off fireworks because I've watched their games before. But oh my god, I just have to say that, you know, actually being at the game and then watching the highlights back on YouTube or whatever, they really do nerf the crowd noise and stuff on the broadcast because it was so much louder in the stadium than it was like on TV. Especially these fucking fireworks, right? First touchdown of the game, early in the game. We barely even have time. He's barely even in the end zone. Fireworks. And they are so loud. They are so loud. It's like... And then I was told they were going to play Prince, and they didn't play Prince. And there was no Prince. That was annoying.
Do you like it better than the Lions' touchdown horn?
No! It sucks!
And the stupid... I guess it's not stupid. It's just old. The fight song the Lions have that you sing after it.
That's right, baby. That's a good one. Because they have a horn, and the horn's good. Better than fireworks.
Right, the horns are better than fireworks. I don't want to get jump scared every time.
So that was crazy.
Makes football more like hockey, which is good.
And they had a cool, like, pre-game intro session as well. But other than that, they didn't really have a lot of other things during the game besides the game itself. It was their whole thing for the game was about like cancer survivors. So they talked a lot about cancer, and I don't know. I mean, it's a cool thing that they do, and they like a cool ceremony. They brought on some celebrities and stuff, but like, I don't know. I mean, it's all right. It's cool.
You're neutral on cancer.
I mean, I'm for beating cancer, but also, just like, it's cool that you brought on like cancer survivors and stuff, but also you really have to talk about it all throughout the game. Like they did a cool halftime thing where they brought out like these flags and they put them around the midfield logo, but it wasn't centered. And that pissed me off so much. It was like skewed to the top left, and it was just like, why? Oh my god. Anyway.
It's because of the radical unpredictability of cancer.
True. Very true. Very true. That's all like for the chants and stuff. I have one more thing to talk about. It's my biggest negative, and that's the fans. They are terrible. I don't know how much I talked about the fans in my Soldier Field review, but they have nothing compared to these fucking idiots that they call Minnesota Vikings fans. Okay.
Oh boy.
So of course, it's Minnesota. They love to drink and whatnot. Oh my god, they are drunk as hell. And so there was a couple calls during the game that were questionable, and it was like, one of them, the fans thought there should have been a targeting call because the defender, like, jumped and his shoulder pad barely brushed the helmet of the quarterback. And I was like, no, that's not targeting. That's not the definition of targeting. And so I said that. I was like, I said it to myself. I was like, that's not targeting. That's not targeting. You better not call that targeting. And there's a guy in front of me. He's fucking wasted, by the way. I'll talk about this guy a little bit more, but he turns around. And looks at me. He's like, if you don't think that's targeting, you're fucking retarded. Why would you say that? Word. Why would you say that to somebody? Why would you just say that to a random person? That's so bad.
You can't say that.
And there's a kid directly next to him. There's another kid, two kids, and their dad above us, or next to us, so above this guy, who clearly heard it. My mom's sitting next to me. She got pissed off.
Rightfully so. Like, what?
It's like, why the fuck would you say that to a random fan? I don't care who they are. I wasn't talking to you. You don't say that. Like, what the hell?
That's definitely worse than, like, I thought this was going to be funny stories. And that's just
there's one other, and then after that, he goes on this giant rant. Like, after the Lions scored another touchdown to go up 11 at the half, he's like going off on this rant about how we paid so much money to go to this game to watch them lose because all these fucking Detroit fans buy up all the tickets and drive up ticket prices. No, that is not why ticket prices are so high. Ticket prices are so high because Ticketmaster bought them out and is now going to charge ridiculous fees and prices for your fucking tickets. That's why ticket prices are so expensive.
Did you buy on Ticketmaster?
You had to. The Vikings every NFL team's linked through Ticketmaster.
You can't buy. Well, I guess you could buy on the secondary market, but I guess that makes sense. I wasn't sure. Well, now NASCAR's Ticketmaster.
Sadly,
at least baseball's still in their own universe.
Anyway. Yeah, the fans were annoying. And it was really nice when the Lions won on a late field goal to stick it to their fucking faces.
Did he have a rant planned after that, or was he too deep?
He didn't say anything because he knew that I had had the upper hand.
You had the upper hand.
Literally. We were sitting above him. All I could have done is I could have just shoved him, and he would have been face planted on the fucking field. That's how steep the seats were. Just like a little, like that. Just a little love tap.
Slap in the face.
True. All right, that's all I had to say.
Talk about? Well, obviously, I cannot really talk about the fans. Because it was split between 4 different fan bases, none of which were the Minnesota Vikings. I don't know, it's just really fun to have like 4 different fan bases all together and all watching everything unfold. But yeah, I can't speak to Vikings fans. I can't even speak to Lions fans because Tyler and Garry are the only active Lions fans that I talk to that much. I don't watch the NFL really, so like
the Lions fans we talk to are nice. It's all right.
Well, I guess I guess we know people online that are Vikings fans, and they seem chill because they're sober when they watch Vikings games.
That's
so.
right. That's right. I mean, there was a guy next to us. There was the dad next to us. Like, he had his kid in his hand the whole time. It was like a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he would stand up and he was like cheering all while the kid is in his hand. And I'm like, put the kid in the seat. You bought the seat. There's nobody sitting there. Just put the kid in the seat if you want to stand up and cheer.
The kid might not have been heavy enough. Like, if it's one of those that, like, rotates, the kid might not be heavy enough. I wouldn't want to put my kid there in case it, like, launches up all of a sudden, and all of a sudden your baby's hitting their head on the concrete, you know? I wouldn't want to put my baby...
I guess.
But
then, like...
I wouldn't take my baby to a sporting event, or at the very least, I'd put, like, the hearing protection on, because that's got to be terrible.
And then the guy left. As soon as the Lions crossed the 50-yard line on their final drive, he just left. Like, game over. He game over. They weren't even in field goal range. He just said, it's over.
He must have seen enough Vikings games to know what was going to happen next.
True. Probably. I mean, he ended up, I mean, it was probably good on his part because they lost, but still.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, anything else you want to talk about? I mean, I kind of got my stuff across.
I mean, nothing really else crazy that I thought of. It was a fun experience. Like, it's a really nice stadium. Do I really have an inclination to go back? No.
What if Michigan State's in the Final Four again?
In Minneapolis?
Yeah.
Then I'll consider. I will heavily consider. However, at this current point, no. Not considering going back. It was fun, though. I mean, overall, I don't know. It's cool. I've at least been to all 4 NFC North stadiums now. I've seen games at 3 of them. The only one I haven't seen a game at is Lambeau, but I toured Lambeau. And I have to say US Bank Stadium is probably my second out of the 4. Just a hair behind Ford Field. Only because Ford Field has a little more character, in my opinion, than US Bank Stadium.
You think bricks look better than what they were doing? Is that your opinion?
True.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's a really close top 3. Throw Lambeau in there. It's a really nice stadium, too. And then Soldier Field, just way at the bottom.
You're so mean. It's the best.
You've never been there.
I have been to Soldier Field. I haven't been to Lambeau. I toured it one time. I'm gonna go for Chicago Fire someday, hopefully.
Soldier Field's just so old.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
No, it's not. It looks terrible.
But it's right in Chicago. It's right downtown. It's on the Metro line. You can see the Lake Michigan from it. It's pretty.
The Lake Michigan.
I was gonna say I don't know if I wanted to say the lake or Lake Michigan, and so I said the Lake Michigan. Okay.
True.
I'm a little slow. I woke up like 15 minutes before we did this. Okay.
So did I.
Yeah, but we're recording this at 9 in the morning, so it's not like we're that. That's why Lycus isn't here. He's sleepy.
That's right.
I thought about doing a bit where we would like do like a pre-recorded interview and then like cut to Lycus's pre-recorded interview with me about the stadium. For more information, let's cut to our interview with LikunMiffery. I guess if we record it, we'll put it in right here, but he thought it was a funny bit.
If you can't wake up to do the videos, you don't get to do the videos.
But it was a funny bit. We were going to make it that way on purpose. You could have joined this video if you wanted to. All right, fine. We'll put it on Pringle Dump. See if he loves it. Check out Pringle Dump when this releases for an exclusive interview with LikunMiffery. LikunMiffery. I don't know if we're actually going to do that, so don't actually check Pringle Dump. We'll link it in the description if it exists. Anyway, anything else you want to say? Anything else?
No.
Can I do the outro?
Sure.
You look so dead. What is going on? All right. Well, that's it for this video, everybody. Be sure to check out. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out all the stuff on our channel. Check out the scavenger hunt. All that good stuff. look forward to much more amazing content. Be sure to check out Trivia Shorts 11, Regular Shorts 7, upload at 3 p.m. every day. Anything else you want to say? Anything else I should add to the outro?
If you've ever been to US Bank Stadium, I want to know your thoughts about it.
Oh yeah. Oh
If
yeah.
you've seen other events there besides football or basketball games, let me know how it works.
Oh yeah. If you've seen a concert there, we'd love to hear your insight.
So, otherwise, till next time, see you guys later.
Goodbye.
Bye.